Greetings to Dr. Aisha Nawal. I'm Jayasuriya Subramaniam. So today I'm going to present for our assignment 1 of compensation and benefits. So moving on to the first slide, which is the introduction part. So for this assignment, I have chose pay equity and gender wage gap as the main title of this assignment. So basically, pay equity and gender wage gap has gained a significant attention, which reflects a broader global consensus about income disparities between men and women. So this has been the main issue in any sector of work line for almost many years, which some industries that have overcome, some still struggle to overcome. So basically, there are a few significance that can cause to this, which is the occupational segregation, where women often engage in a traditionally feminine occupations such as STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, which are typically lower paying. And the second is educational choices, where women tend to choose major in social science, education, and arts, which leading to lower paying jobs and limited advancement to the top management positions. And the third one is discriminatory organizational culture, where there has a stereotype and biases within the organization that can hinder a woman's career progression, which also affect their opportunities for higher paying roles. And the fourth one is unpaid care work, where the women and girls are almost over 15 years and above, there are 19% of their time on unpaid care and domestic work compared to 6% by men, limiting their availability to paid work. And moving on to the next, which is the potential impact on organization and employee. First of all, for organization, a significant wage gap can lead to a decreased employee morale and productivity. This also can lead the organization to face challenges in attracting or retaining the top female talents, employees, for which limiting the diversity and innovation. As for employee, women which earning less than their male counterparts can face a long-term financial insecurity, which including hidden risk of poverty in old age. This disparity can also affect their motivation and job satisfaction. Moving on to the next part, which is the case study. So as for this analysis, I have chose a manufacturing industry, where women less shine in this industry. So there are few significance that organization fail to address the issue. So first of all, occupational segregation, where women are concentrated in low paying and labor intensive role, while men dominate the higher paying technical and managerial position. And when men are more likely to employ in engineering, production, and leadership roles with better salaries and growth, women are often placed in administrative, clerical, and assembly line jobs with limited opportunities for advancement. So the second one is wage discrimination, where women has received a lower wages compared to men for performing a similar task, even with the same qualification and experience. Gender biases are still exist in salary decision to lead unjustified paid disparities. And some organizations justify these gaps by citing men's ability to handle physical demanding work or longer hours, which ignores the principle of equal pay for equal work. And other than that, weak enforcement of equal pay regulation allows the discriminatory practice to continue for years, and lack of transparency can lead and legal support makes it too difficult for women to challenge their unfair compensation. And the third one is workplace limited pay inequality, where low morale and reduced motivation among female can lead the employees to perceive unfairness, and lower engagement and productivity can negatively impact the teamwork and innovation. This can lead to high turnover rate as a woman leave for companies that prioritize the pay equity and gender inclusivity. And the fourth one is limited access to training and development. As an organization, they invest less in skill development for female employees, assuming they will leave due to family responsibilities, and fewer opportunities are offered to upscale their skill and quality of promotion to senior roles. This can lead to lack of mentorship programs and leadership trainings and professional development initiative, which didn't reinforces the gender disparities in career progression, especially for women. And the fifth one is reputational and legal risk, where the companies completely ignores the gender pay equity, which may face reputational damage and legal consequence. This greater scrutiny from stakeholders and regulators and the public on workplace equality. This by failing to implement a fair wage policies can lead to negative publicity and loss of business partnership, and also potential lawsuit related to pay discrimination. Moving on to the next slide, which is about the proposed solution for manufacturing industry. So there are two types, which is the short-term strategies and long-term strategies. So first of all, they should conduct a pay audits and implement transparency measures, which moving on to the next slide, which is the proposed solution. There are two solutions basically, which is the short-term strategies and long-term strategies. And first of all, according to short-term strategies, they must have conduct a pay audits and implement transparency measures, which can analyze the salary data to compare pay differences between male and female employees in a similar roles. They can implement transparent salary structures and publicly available pay scales to ensure fairness in compensation. They also can conduct a regular pay audits to track progress and hold organization accountable. And the second one is immediate salary adjustment, to make an immediate salary correction for female employees who are underpaid compared to male counterpart in the same roles. They should ensure salary adjustments are made proactively without requiring employees to negotiate or raise concerns. They also should demonstrate the company's commitment to fair pay practices to build trust among the employees. Third one is enforce a equal pay for equal work policies. To establish a clear equal pay, they should ensure the employees receive equal compensation and regardless of their gender. They should regularly monitor and enforce these policies to prevent wage discrimination, and also ensure salary that additions are based on the objective performance evaluation, experience and qualification rather than gender-based biases. And the fourth one is ensure fair recruitment and promotion practices. Adopt a blind recruitment methods by removing a gender identifiers such as names, photos from resumes. Ensure hiring decisions are based solely on skills and qualification. Set a gender diversity targets for leadership roles to promote more women into a higher paying managerial position based on their quality and qualification and their experience. And the fifth one is implement a flexible work arrangement. By introducing these flexible working hours or remote work options, and also parental leave policies to support the working women, can help to retain the female employees and support their career growth while accommodating caregiving responsibility, and also can enhance their work-life balance and reduce career interruptions. And moving on to the next slide, which is about the long-term strategies. So basically, the first one is mandatory gender pay gap reporting. As for government should implement regulation requiring mandatory gender pay reporting for companies, particularly in male-dominated industries like manufacturing, as I said before. And the organizations should analyze and publish a wage disparities alongside a concrete action plans to address these inequalities. And public accountability can encourage companies to adopt their fair pay practices and maintain their reputation. And the second one is comprehensive training and career development programs. So for this, the company should invest in the leadership, technical and skill development programs to tailor a career growth for women. And this also can encourage women to pursue the STEM, the science, technology and engineering, and also mathematics career and higher paying technical roles. By implementing these structured manufacturing programs and networking opportunities can help the women to achieve their leadership positions that offer higher salaries and greater influence in decision making. And the third one is changing our workplace culture and breaking biases. By introducing these sensation programs to educate employees and management about gender biases and workplace discrimination, they should conduct inclusive leadership training to ensure merit-based promotions and salary adjustment. Fourth one is strengthening legal and policy frameworks. These can strengthen the enforcement of pay laws and anti-discriminations through collaboration between governments and industry bodies. This also can hold the employees to accountable their regular audits and impose penalties for non-compliance. They should introduce incentives such as tax benefits for companies that achieve gender pay parity and implementing a strong diversity and inclusion policies. And the fifth one is women representation in decision-making roles. This could increase the women presentation in leadership and decision-making roles. They should work towards a gender-balanced leadership teams to ensure a fairer policy making and salary decision. Going on to the next slide, which is the ethical consideration. So in this we have ethical consideration in pay equity and ethical dilemmas. So first of all, in ethical consideration, the first one is fairness and justice. Organization should have ethical responsibility to ensure equal pay for employees performing with similar work. Dispute justice principle emphasizes that compensation should be based on qualification, experience and performance rather than the gender. And the second one is transparency and accountability. Lack of transparency in salary structures allows the gender wage gap to persist. Ethical business should implement clear policies, open communication and accountability mechanism in salary decision. Third one is bias and discrimination, where unconscious bias such as hiring, promotions and salary negotiation can lead to gender-based pay disparities, where the subjective decision making in performance evaluation and salary adjustment reinforces the workplace inequalities. And the fourth one is corporate social responsibility. Organizations are expected to address the social inequalities, including gender pay disparities, as a part of their CSR initiative. Companies that prioritize pay equity foster inclusive work environments and also contribute to a broader societal progress. And moving on to the next part, which is the ethical dilemmas that organization may face by ignoring this inequality. So first of all, they will have a balancing profitability versus pay equity, where the closing the gender wage gap may require a salary adjustment and increasing the labor cost. In industries with a tight profit margins, balancing a financial sustainability with fair compensation is a challenge for the organization to face. This ethical organization should integrate pay equity initiative into a long-term financing planning instead of treating them as immediate burdens. And the next one is a resistance from existing workforce, where the salary correction to address to gender pay gaps may cause a resentment among the male employees. Some may perceive these changes as a favoritism to women, leading to workplace conflicts. Some organizations must manage this perception ethically to maintain moral and fairness even to the men. And the third one, the company may legally comply with minimum wage laws but do not actively work toward gender pay equity unless the law, which is the law required. This ethical dilemma arises when the business must decide whether to proactively implement pay equity measures or wait for the legal enforcement. And the fourth one is confidentiality, where pay transparency promotes fairness but may conflict with the employee salary confidentiality policies. By disclosing salary can reduce the wage discrimination but may violate the privacy policies. Moving on to the next slide, which is about the strategies for addressing the pay equity while balancing the stakeholder interests. So first of all, implement equitable pay structures. Can establish a standardized performance-based salary system to ensure their compensation. And the second one is promote ethical leadership and accountability. They should train managers or HR teams to recognize and eliminate these biases in a pay and promotion decisions. And the third one is foster an inclusive and transparent workplace culture. This by engaging the employees to be fair in pay discussion, to improve trust and inclusivity, to maintain open communication about salary determination processes. The fourth one is strengthen the legal and ethical compliance, which can go beyond the minimum legal requirements to implement the self-regulated ethical practice with the collaborative of policymakers to support the stronger equal pay legislation and enforcement. And the fifth one is to ensure sustainable pay equity solution by developing these mentorship programs and leadership programs which can support the women growth. They should implement a fair promotion opportunities to ensure equal access to the higher paying roles, and establish a succession plan frameworks to increase female representation in leadership positions. And moving on to the next slide, which is the conclusion part. So moving on to the last part, which is the conclusion. Pay equity and gender wage gap remain as significant issues, as I said before, with women earning less than men despite their similar roles. Factors include of occupational regression, discrimination, and social expectation are the main factors that can be a barrier to the woman growth. So organization, employer, even employees must balance the profitability with equitable pay and manage the employee resistance and comply with legal and ethical standards to pay the employee without regardless of their gender. So solution included in the structured pay audits and transparent salary policies and gender neutral hiring practices are important, as we seen before. Ethical leadership and AI driven HR analytics are crucial for ensuring that fair compensation and building an inclusive workforce. And that's all from me. Thank you.